It's your boy, Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. Oh, I really should savor these. I'm down to my last 2 boxes before I have to go to the Waterloos, my alternates. You really don't appreciate things, though, until they're gone. It's rather unfortunate. But enough melancholy. How are you all doing on this fine Wednesday afternoon? Hump day for those of you who work the normal 5-day week, in America anyway. It's I'm sure in European countries it's kind of excessive, but in other countries it's kind of slacking, to be honest, only working 5 days a week. It is the eve for the great snowpocalypse of 2018. Actually, that's not true. I checked the forecast a couple hours ago, and it looks like the worst thing we're going to get is a wintry mix, which actually is kind of the worst thing overall, because if it's just rain, that's fine. And if it's enough snow that people don't bother going out, that's fine. But the wintry mix, unfortunately, it sounds scary enough that everybody's rushing to the grocery store to buy their milk, toilet paper, and bread. And they're also going to drive like it's a blizzard. And even better is that apparently it starts around 5 o'clock in the morning, just in time for the morning commute. Although on the plus side, it looks like it'll end around lunchtime, so I guess the evening commute's not going to be too bad. Now and then you got to figure how many people are going to arrive to work late because how messed up traffic's going to be. C'est la vie, who says c'est la vie? The French. La France. Alright, let me minimize myself as best that I can. It's very, very difficult because, as you can no doubt tell, I'm looking incredibly jacked because I did do more of my training. So let's see, what is it? Today was front squats. Not, I think, very high on most people's list of exercises to do, and not nearly as effective at working the full posterior chain as your traditional squats are. And the only reason I actually started doing them was mostly because a couple years back when I was going very heavy with squats, my form may not have been the best. It probably still isn't the best, to be honest, but it was really doing a number on my forearms, of all things. So I still wanted to be able to do something that hit at least some of the posterior chain, but that wasn't going to mess up or aggravate the forearms that much more. Hence, I did the front squats. Still obviously can't go as heavy as your normal squats. But I resumed my normal squats after a break and being much more mindful about my form now. And the forearms are better. But why do I keep doing the front squats? Twofold? Yeah, twofold. Let me see. Okay, so I do squats and deadlifts, and I wanted a third exercise that does, like, it's a major compound movement, and most people would do like the clean, the snatch and clean, but I really didn't want to risk that because I was managing to injure myself on the other ones. Plus, my physical coordination is not necessarily the best. So it hits a compound movement. And the other one is surprisingly very effective at working the abdominal muscles. And your boy Freelancer Joe needs all the help he can get on tightening up the old midsection. And it's surprisingly effective. I found it to be much more effective, interestingly enough, than even just crunches. At least for me. I mean, there are probably other exercises that I haven't tried that work it better, but at least I'm hitting a twofold thing. Alright, let's see, what do we do? CD, we were working on the demo. Projects UI. Yeah, I'm a little distracted right now. Uh, More so than normal. And it's not actually because of the weather or the pending inclement weather. It's actually cause. Naturally, one should go to the dentist every 6 months or so for your normal checkup and cleaning. And depending upon your vehicle, you want to get your car serviced every 3 to 6 months. My car is every 6 months because, well, it's recommended for 6 months, and I don't hit the mileage before that. But that's also 6 months for me, and those two happen in the same month. And if you had been paying attention to my videos, and I'm hoping somebody is, you'll note that I went to the dentist last week, which means I need my car servicing this month, and I've scheduled it for this Friday. Unfortunately, it's going to be at the same time that I normally get off of work on Friday, which is normally when I go do my grocery shopping. And then, based on past experience, I probably won't get out until early afternoon. Like when I would normally, just a little bit before I would normally be getting off of work on a normal day. So what is that? Why is that bothering me? Well, calendar, there's no events this month? Are all my events scheduled for the next month? That doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right here. Where are my events? Issues already. Alright, so finishing access, reader says updated state event. Next state, AWS, results, calendar has the events. Huh. Okay, that's right. Calendar view. This is the state, and these are the properties. Properties, calendar has the events. There should be some events in there. Anyway, so thank you. Yeah, so I'll get out early afternoon, which means I would get home at the time normally on Friday. I would be recording or finishing up recording my Gaming with Joe episode. But that means I've missed the window that I normally do my grocery shopping, missed the window that I normally do my training, and missed the window that I normally do my chores. Really? Localizer, calendar, events. Why isn't... Is there an error? Show label, no, that's fine. Unique key, that's... no, I don't think that would do it. Let's try that again. Okay, so this should unmount it. That's fine. And then this should mount it. Okay, alright. Alright, I think I dig it. So what probably happened, let's do this again. Home clear, calendar, yeah, the events are there. Alright, so what happened was interesting. Okay, so this component will mount function only occurs once after the initial render, which is fine. But React will not call render again unless it detects a change in the DOM. And for whatever reason, it did not pick up that calendar was changed, which is interesting. So, right. So, I could do a couple of things. Well, probably the best thing is, instead of calling that thing on, well, I only need to call it once. I hate having to do this, though. What I'm talking about is basically using the other React lifecycle method, which, where is it? Which is basically component will receive props, and if the props are changed, then I place the updated props in the state, but it should pick it up. It's just a demo. I don't know what's causing it, so whatever. It's an interesting theoretical exercise. If only I could get it to appear again. So if I had to guess what happened is, it called render. It was still rendering the calendar when it received the events back. I would probably need to do a debounce. I'd need a debounce. I would need to delay the actual call to the function. That's what I would do. Do I have a debounce? I don't know if I reference a debounce anywhere. I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would debounce it. So basically what that means is, after it mounts, I would call a debounce function, which is delayed for like half a second, long enough for the render to actually complete before it makes the call. And then the application state would get updated, and it would go in here, and then it would pick up that the events changed after the render thing was completed, and then it would go ahead and re-update it. That's what I would do. Let me leave a comment in there for future reference. Should debounce. Not D-bounce, but DE bounce, which is still debounce. Anyway, so what's on my mind though? Alright. Alright. So we got our calendar going, that's fine. That means it's time to work on the actual Lambda portion of things, which is in AWS. So let's go ahead and we'll let that finish. Okay, that's up. You see the events pop up fine now. It was on that initial load of the application into the browser memory. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and close that up, and I'll bring up AWS. But yeah, so now I have to figure out how I'm going to handle. Oh, actually, I can just go here. How I'm going to handle the fact that I lose essentially my late morning, early afternoon window for doing things. Well, so the training then must happen. It's a must-have because that's my training day. And as much as I prefer doing my grocery shopping, my chores on Friday, so I have Saturday and Sunday off of chores, that I can delay. Or even completely skip like I did, well, except for the laundry, but that's kind of a fire and forget thing. Alright, we need Lambda, and we'll need Dynamo. So what does that leave? Okay, so that leaves the Gaming with Joe episode. And normally you wouldn't think it's too bad. It's recording is pretty easy. It's the processing and upload that takes time. So I think what I'll probably do for that is I'll have to do a double recording session on Thursday. I'll record the episode on Thursday and prepare it. Might even upload it and schedule it for upload for Friday, or possibly start the upload as soon as I get back from getting the car serviced on Friday. So that'll be that. Alright. And then that leaves, what does that leave? Grocery shopping. And that's the tough one. Alright, let's look at tables. So right now we have one table, Dynamo Demo Alpha. Which has row primary key, row sort key, value type number, value type string. That's fine. So we will need a table that will basically mimic this structure, which is ID, title, description. I don't know what old A is for. Start and end. Alright. So let's go ahead and create a table. We're going to call it Dynamo Demo Calendar. Did I need a primary key or a sort key? We'll go with... I want to say that ID is not a valid field for that primary key. Alright, we're going to call it the event ID, and that's going to be a number. Event ID. Default settings, you do not have the required role to enable auto scaling by default, which is fine. Create. Table is being created. Yeah, so grocery shopping. What is this? We have a notification. Open issues. What's open? Certificate manager. EU West. Okay, well, I'm not in Western Europe, so that's fine. Never been to Europe. I don't know if I'd want to go to Europe. I take that back. I would like to go. The countryside of Ireland, I would like to visit. But that's about it. I think my honey bunny would like to visit France one day, but they have their own issues, and they're not exactly fond of tourists anymore. Alright, Dynamo Demo Calendar and items. We'll go ahead and add, can I add event ID number 0. We're going to append a string, which we're going to call title. String default event. Add append string description. Default description. Append Boolean all day. Make this true. Start. This is going to be interesting. Now, ideally, Alright, so ideally, when dealing with dates, you want to use milliseconds. But that's really hard for somebody to just type in. Normally you use like a date picker, and the code behind it will automatically generate a millisecond value off of that, and that's what you'd store. But in my case, I'm going to have the UI go ahead and do a conversion. So we will go with string start date, and it's going to be 2018.10.113.000. Oh, actually, I probably didn't need. I don't need the commas. And end date. String end date. End date string. So basically, when my UI gets it back, it's going to have to do some parsing. 10114.000. Can't say I'm necessarily fond of that, but all right. So we have a Dynamo table, peachy. So now we need to go ahead and start up creating the Dynamo Lambda. Now here's the question. Do I want to do a get or do I want to do a read? Read, of course, reads the entire thing, which is a full table scan, which is not necessarily the best idea, as I've mentioned before when I was working on my Lambda videos. That said, this is the get, right? I mean, do we really need a query? Oh, wait. Did I have the sort key? I need the sort key if I'm going to be using a particular, if I'm going to be querying it. Right, but let's see what alpha looks like. Row sort key. Well, so here's the question then. For this particular purpose, I mean, are we going to have this as a historical? Oh, look at that. Look at that. I froze. See, this is what happened. Well, I didn't freeze, but the camera froze. Glad I paid attention. And again, actually I didn't pay attention. I don't know how long it's been like that. Again, I am so absorbed, engrossed in the issue that I'm not paying attention to that. It's because I have laser focus. So, the idea behind using this is that it's going to be, it's an event calendar of current or upcoming events, right? So, am I going to depend on people removing old events? And the sort key should be the month index. Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna do a get. This means I'm gonna have to remake the table again. Delete. Get that gone. Let's try creating the table again. This is going to be Dynamo demo calendar. The Well, demo calendar. Let's just call it demo calendar. It's pretty obvious that it's a Dynamo table. Partition key is still going to be the event ID, and we will add a sort key. This is going to be event month index. This way, when we do the query, we only get the values for the specific month. That means I need to change kind of how my thing works before too. And we'll get to that later. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be able to get a decent amount of work out of this. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so let's try that again. Dynamo calendar. Right, so where was I? Oh, I was still trying to figure out what to do about the groceries. Items, we're going to add an item. Alright, create item. So we got event ID, 0. Event month index, 10. So this is going to be for the month of November. Append string title. The manual default wasn't the right word. It was sample event title. Add another one. Append string DESC, sample event description, sample event description, append, boolean, all day, true, and then we'll do the start and the end. True. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do about the groceries. I mean, I could go ahead and make the run after I get my car done, finish maintenance, but yeah. What I don't like about that, of course, is that it delays me even longer when it comes to get into my training. And that is probably the most important thing I need to do. Now, I could just order takeout, not worry about it, and since it's a binge day, that's fine. But, yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Something for me to think about. 10114000. Save that. Okay, so I think, let's go ahead and expand this. I think this should work. Start and title description all day. And we have event month index and event ID, so we're going to be able to query by month. Now I need to modify my code, the UI code, of course, because right now it loads it's expecting to load up all of the events at once. What I really want to do is we'll make the Lambda call for the current month, and if they switch months, we make another Lambda call. I could have just done a full scan, but that would be dependent upon me or whoever's using this stuff to actually clean up expired events. So, yeah. I mean, they still might want to do that because, I mean, it's going to take up memory. And I don't think Dynamo, I mean, Dynamo probably does have a threshold benchmark for when they start charging you for how much you store. But I know that the immediate benchmark threshold is actually accessing it, writes and gets. So, well, at least we have the table set up, and we are just about at the 30-minute mark, so I'll wrap it up for now. That means tomorrow we should start actually working on the Lambda itself, which is great. I don't know how far I'll get on that. Shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be, but we shall see. Anyway, cool kid words about liking and subscribing, commenting and suggesting. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of this Wednesday afternoon or whenever it is you're watching, and that you'll join me next time, and that until the next time you join me, that you take care and God bless.